I'd love it if that were actually true.
There's only one way to find out. Wow! Wow! What is this start already?
Okay, yeah, I really like that.
Interesting, yeah.
So, we've got our Glove in Sanctuary, our Moon Pearl in Link's house. Wow, this is off to a great start. And I gotta say, that's a new record of the race seed proving me wrong in 13 seconds.
Nice. And by the looks of it, Tito and SuperNinTaylor both checked the tree, and the first tier is red rupees. So that's. And what I could see from the map check is that Eastern and Desert are pendants, and we saw a bow there at Tito.
Yep, we got Eastern as Pendant of Power, Desert as Pendant of Wisdom, and Tower of Hera just a normal crystal. Unfortunately for us, I'd say, AGA 1 is not going to be required for the item. Looks like it's just a big 20 on the Lumberjack. But goodness gracious, getting the bow down in the uncle's cave there. Oh, glove, moon pearl. We are off to a fantastic start.
Is this gonna be one of those seeds where they get everything like super early and then looking like really, really long for just one specific item?
Is that Dr. Bob-tastic I hear cackling in the background?
Oh, that's what I heard.
Let's see if we got... Nope, just a heart piece. Oh, the boots! And another heart piece. Alright, so we can go fast. That's a good start. Alright, and Taylor, you got no bombs, but you got plenty of money. What you gonna do for us? Looks like... Yep, we got Tito going to the Bonk Rocks. And then Taylor is trying to farm up some bombs. Nifty little thing in that particular area. If you lift that one rock, it's got a small percentage chance of actually giving you a bomb or two. And since he's farming, yep, he's got his two, he's going to go ahead and head on down to Kakariko and hopefully find some good items. And I gotta say, Tito is on the right track, taking that tier 1 tree pull advantage. Since you get 80 rupees every time, it's great to reset it. Every time you get a chance, go pull that tree. Now, for Blind Side, we've got the mushroom, we've got some heart, we've got some money, and more heart. Not a bad start. Everyone likes a fetch quest. And next up on the Kakariko tour, we're going to go ahead and get our well check. Another 5 items. Hopefully some good ones. I mean, we've already been blessed so far with this seed, so what else can we expect? Hammer, another glove, more money.
Zora money, that's also a thing.
Well, speaking of, that's just about enough to get it.
Well, there it is.
Oh, most definitely. I think we are good on that point. So, checking the bottle vendor, not a problem. Getting to our wonderful scammy fish, also not a problem.
I think they're set for rupees at this point already.
Oh yeah. Even with that terrible investment through the bottle merchant, it's still going to leave him with quite a lot up there. Now let's see, what do we have hiding in the chicken coop? Oh, just the remaining life savings of an old lonely woman. How dare you, Link? And wise decision, gonna go ahead and buy some more bombs since they've got an abundance of money. Never want to be stuck without it. Probably means that he's gonna do South Shore just shortly after. Not a bad decision, honestly.
Oh, well, there's the early quake we talked about earlier.
Ha 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 ha. Alright, so we're just a few more items away from my wonderful, wonderful guess. Now, this is going to be interesting if NinTaylor finds anything in the library. Ooh, a bottle. Alright, that could be useful. He can't pick it up right now because he didn't go to the back of Escape, but Tito can. It'll be interesting to see if he goes back to the sick kid to see what he's going to be given. Ooh, just a bug net on the race game, so gonna be avoiding that for now.
But you need that for Aga.
Right? How else are you gonna deflect all those balls?
Exactly!
And yep, he is going South Shore, just as I assumed. That's one thing right. Let's see if I can get another.
Oh, you already have 2 things right with the quake as well, so...
Ah, perfect. Alright. See if I can get a hat trick.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's 2 out of the 3 medallions.
Well, hey, that's pretty good. I mean, early that doesn't really help us, especially without a sword, but makes a late game a whole lot easier because you don't have to worry about which medallion to use.
Exactly, and considering that we have already seen 2 pendant dungeons, knowing that either Mystery Mire or Turtle Rock is going to be required, it's nice to have those medallions.
Oh, most definitely.
And Tito opted to pick up the bottle, so Tito can check Sick Kid now.
Always a good thing. It looked like there's only 20 rupees underneath the dam, so nothing but some shiny wet cash. And let's see if these troll dorms will live up to their name.
That was a really convenient fairy drop for SuperNinTaylor.
Oh, and with the... Yep, that's a fantastic one. Basically, that's going to give them the... Ooh! Okay, Fire Rod on Sick Kid. That was a fantastic choice for Tito. Over on NinTaylor, we got the book, some more love, some money, and the cape. Alright, where's our hookshot and hammer? The seed is a tad infectious. My mouth's going a mile a minute. What are your thoughts on this so far, Wired?
A lot of early great items. As said, I'm having the suspicious feeling that this is gonna be one of those seeds where they've been looking for ages for just one item to go into go.
I would like that. I mean, it's entertaining. Of course we want that. It's for the viewers. Alright, let's see what NinTaylor finds in the Ice Rod Cave. It's just more bombs. Oh yeah, the thing I was mentioning earlier. Thankfully, with those mini Moldorms giving us the prime drop pack, seeing the heart refill, the fairy, the large magic, and more than likely the 20 rupees, that'll make sure you ain't gonna die. And of course, he's gonna prove me wrong here in a second. Don't die, Tito, please. Alright. Now, NinTaylor, you are doing some awesome stuff with that pig flippering. Just passing up some bombs on Lake Hylia, so we don't have to worry about that today. Gonna say hello to our favorite hobo, and probably gonna go check out the waterfall and Zora check.
Yeah, I can only imagine so. They have the Moon Pearl to go into the Waterfall Fairy, and they have enough money as well to buy Zora, or to buy the item from Zora, so...
Now, unfortunately, well, if Tito decides to do it, or at least gets lucky enough for a drop, he will be able to go ahead and do something that we have found recently called the Splash Deletion. In Silica, I think it is? But it's a nifty little thing that will let him actually get the get the item off of Zora Ledge early. However, Tito, if he sets it up right, let's see if he does the water walking glitch. Yep, he does. Alright, there's a nifty little thing here that if you fake Flipper on the first attempt after setting up that water walking, and you've got the Moon Pearl, you can head on over to the Waterfall Ferry, get a second stored water walking, and that'll allow you to go ahead and get to the ledge. However, he is just going to go ahead and do that water walking right off the bat. And sadly, looks like it's nothing but blueberries in that waterfall cave, so nothing too extravagant there. Let's see if we're going to need to be coming back to good old King Zora with the flippers. That is a negative. We've got a heart container on there that we're just going to pass by. Ooh, that was right. We got ourselves some arrows from the hobo. So, if Tito is comfortable with it, he could set himself up with that splash deletion and get that heart container if he so desires.
Meanwhile, Zora is just a scam as always.
Yeah, sounds about right. Now, where are you going in, Taylor? You going eastern? Or the escape?
I think desert. I think desert because they picked up the book.
Oh, very true.
Or maybe not.
Oh, nope, he's going for the mushroom. Now, he did a save and quit just prior to this, so he may be setting up a save scum if necessary. Which, honestly, this early in the game, that's a good decision to make. Let's see if this mushroom pays off or if we're going to hit that reset button. Oh, no, he's taking it. All right. Not going to see the fake powdering from NinTaylor's side today. Yeah, it looks like Tito is comfortable with just that 20 rupees from the King of Scams. He's just going to go ahead and head on back. Probably going to do the same thing and go turn in that mushroom. Although, because Tito did the back of escape, got those boots, then got the fire rod, he can actually full clear desert. The problem is, do you want to since it's not a green pendant?
You can at least get a few item checks out there, if there's like nothing else left.
Very true. Not only do we have Agina's Cave, we've got the Desert Ledge and the 2 items. So yeah, that's actually a decent thing to go with.
And for all we know, this might be a pet seed.
Oh, if only the gods of Hyrule would bless us with such. Well, thankfully for SuperNinTaylor, he did go to the back of escape. He's got those boots. Gonna give us a save and quit. Tito is save scumming that mushroom, so we may actually see that fake powder later on. Still gonna need either, Titan's Mitts and a mirror or a hammer to get there. And of course the cane. But we will see that more than likely later. Here we go, some more divergence. We've got our wonderful little mole friend heading over to Eastern. Gonna pay a visit over to Sahasrara, check out what's in his closet. Super Nin is gonna go ahead and finish up his boot checks. Probably gonna get that bottle, but may save it for later. Oh boy.
Interesting to see. And there is hammer. Wow. And okay, so we have the hammer, we have all the medallions now, and we know that Turtle Rock is the green pendant.
So, good news. Misery Mire is necessary. Bad news, we won't be going for an Ice Rod hunt unless we need the flute, and it's on Ped. But hey, let's go ahead and hope for something like that. This seed has been far too generous, rando gods. Please give us flute on pedestal. Now on to some new discoveries. We've got ourselves in Eastern. And Taylor is finally getting his bow from Uncle. Probably gonna go ahead and do the front of escape now that he's got a suitable weapon. But what shall Tito find? We've got our first chest. It is a heart piece.
Yeah, and SuperNinTaylor going for escape, which is also hasn't been checked yet.
Hey, I'm always down for some new checks. Alright, now we've got... Ooh, 20 rupees. Now that's going to be intriguing for what Tito wants to do. Yes, we need to go ahead and complete Eastern because it is... no, it's a pendant. Never mind. We don't need to complete it. So if we luck out and end up finding our last item up here and not on Armos, he can just dip out. Now, as far as Super Nintendo... I always want to say Nintendo. Darn you, Taylor. Super Nin. We'll just do that. S&T. We've got ourselves the blue boomerang in the first chest of escape. About to get our second here. More than likely going to be the map or the key. There we go. There's our map. Curse you, Taylor, and your odd name, says the man named after a Ninja Tuna. And Tito, yes, good. You have decided to dip out. That is the more appropriate course of action. Honestly, this early in the game, especially with so much given, committing to a ped seed is just a risky endeavor.
Yeah, and considering Tito found a hammer, there's Dark World access.
Mm-hmm. Now, nice thing for Super Nin, we found ourselves a mirror down in Zelda's cell, so that's going to open up a decent amount later on. He just needs to go over to Sahasrara's closet and get that hammer.
And it looks like he's exactly doing that.
Excellent. Now we've got our wonderful overhyped cave. Let's see what name we're going to be giving it today with just some cash. Going from the back, got more cash, some arrows, more cash, and a heart piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
Ugh.
call that a cave.
Yeah, I think that's the best name for it.
Cave of miscellaneous wonders. Alright, and NinTaylor finally getting that hammer is going to be able to get to the Dark World. Do you go turn in that wonderful potion to get your fire rod, or do you save it for later? And Tito making a good play here, checking out the pyramid, and more than likely going to go to the catfish after. It's best to do this as soon as possible so you don't end up orphaning it later on. If you've got the means to go check it out, you go check it out. Now, the fun thing here, since we are on the version 31 of this wonderful randomizer... Oh, no, Tito! Don't orphan the catfish! I guess that's one thing I got wrong. Whoops.
You can't have everything right, though. And who knows, in the end, maybe it was the best play after all, you never know.
Very true, very true. Now, back to the pod shenanigans that we're about to see. Notice he doesn't have the lamp, so some rooms are not going to be in logic, but because of our wonderful version 31, you will be able to actually progress a few rooms in. You can do the U-shaped room, and you can actually get through to Helmasaur. Why? Because there are torches. As long as there's a torch in the room, it will logically let you do what you need to do. Now, for the map check, we've got our 5-6 on Skull Woods and on Misery Mire. So, good news, Flute will not be in the Pyramid Crack. Even better news, it could still be on Pedestal. All right. We got our Stumpy check and our K45 check. It's a bunch of nothing.
Tito finding silvers in pod, or at least a bow.
Hey, that's a really good one.
Yeah, it's nice.
Early silvers, I like it. No sword for the longest time, also like it. And the game just giving us more money, so nothing too exciting in that area. See where NinTaylor goes next. So far, Tito has made the right play by checking out our wonderful Palace of Darkness. Now, because of the items that he's got, he should be able to get to our wonderful King of the Dinosaurs. Logically, it may be iffy, but with that new half magic, he won't have any trouble. Taking that wonderful, wonderful Death Warp.
Yes, and having the half magic in combination with the fire rod is definitely a good combo.
Now, Super Nin looks like he was actually about to go over to Sick Kid, but then remembered he's got the mirror. He won't have any trouble actually, doing what he needs to do. Oh,
Also having a pet check, yeah.
Oh, heck yes. Get that hype, chat. Get it going, because we're about to lose our hype if it's not something good. Ah.
Sad. So sad to see.
Yep, that was the last of my love dying inside me. Okay, Sarah, Sarah. Alright, so back to the action. Pod giving us just some big old bomb packs. Where are we going from here, Mr. Tito?
Tito is actually gonna attempt the dark maze without a land.
Now, I gotta give him some kudos on this. Doing this dark maze with a sword is a whole heck of a lot easier. Doing it completely blind, this is an act of a madman. Now, I didn't see any changes in there, so he either picked up a map, or a sword? No, it was the compass. No, wait, what was that?
Might have been the big key, actually.
Ah, okay, yeah. Something yellow. Now, if he can get through this without dying, he is just going to have all the kudos.
Yeah,
Oh, and he
GG
does
to
it.
that.
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. I won't do it to you poor folks, but I am clapping in my mind. Now, that is interesting. If that was actually the big key in the dark maze, that means, yeah, we're gonna need that, lamp.
And there's our first sword in thieves. So SuperNinTaylor not have to worry about hammer blind or anything.
So we've got silvers on one side, we've got a sword on the other. That's not too bad. Alright, now we've got Tito heading over to the best room to do in the dark. Thankfully, he's got that wonderful fire rod. But, oh my goodness. There you go. You don't want to try and do that room in the dark.
I hate that room with the lantern already.
Alright, now let's see if we can get through this fight without any deaths. Taking on this wonderful Dino Kitty, as it's called. King Helmasaur. We shall take you down.
Yeah, nice quick fight from Tito there. And also finding a sword.
Hey, that's a wonderful find right there. That means we're at Master Sword already.
Also,
There we
Super
go.
NinTaylor, yeah, with the script, doing it very good.
That was a fabulous, fabulous fight right there.
Looks like Super NinTaylor is gonna go to the Graveyard Ledge. And probably takes Kingston with it.
Always a wise idea. You never really want to orphan those locations, because honestly, it is a pain in the patootie to go back there.
And because Tito already picked up the fire rod, Tito's gonna check Skullwoods first. And hey, there is the Titansmiths for Super NinTaylor. So a nice check for him then. Tito using interesting bombo strats right there to get rid of all the... Yeah, I totally forget the name of those enemies. The Gibdos, that was it.
The big old mummies.
Yes.
I love those guys. here's a dad joke for you.
Ooh. I see a
does-
lantern there on Bumper Ledge.
Ooh, that means it's accessible. Alright, so, good news. We are actually back in logic as far as killing Helmasaur goes. Unfortunately, you can't really light things on fire with the torch as effectively as you can with a fire rod. Trust me, I have tried.
Tito, meanwhile, obtaining his Skullwood's crystal, and is gonna go back in to find all the items in there. And SuperNinTaylor is setting up for an interesting fake flipper there. And gets it third try. Nice, not bad. There's your third sword upgrade as well for... I mean, for Tito, it's only the second sword. But Tito is going to find the third sword in Thieves Town.
That is a fantastic find. No runner likes doing Master Sword Ganon at all. Thankfully, we've already found silvers, and it's in a very, very nice location. So it's not going to be a problem for either of these runners.
Yes, and SuperNinTaylor actually setting up that that fake flipper to visit Catfish. Tito actually opted to go for the lamb as well. And SuperNinTaylor looks like he is going to pod, which I can't blame him for doing that. It's definitely the right play at this point for him. He has everything to complete it, to completely beat it as well.
Oh, most definitely.
And I think Tito is gonna go to the Village of Outcast and get all the items there and do Turtle Rock. Thieves Town. Almost.
Alright, there we go. Sorry for the beat of silence, just having some technical difficulties on my own end.
It happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. Nothing you can do anyway. So.
Oh yeah, it's just the wonders of having certain ISPs.
Exactly.
So, alright, back to the fun here. We finally got NinTaylor over in pod, gonna be picking up that next sword off of our wonderful, wonderful Helmet King. With the lamp, it's gonna be a little bit easier to traverse the dark room. Wouldn't honestly be a problem for NinTaylor. I figure he can do any dark room just as easily as he pleases.
Oh yeah, definitely. But NinTaylor actually has the advantage of having the mirror in pod, which is gonna make routing significantly faster.
Very, very true. Makes it a whole lot easier to get back to the beginning of the dungeon other than having to, you know, repeatedly kill yourself. Now, good thing for NinTaylor is because we have that Swamp Palace as a crystal, that mirror is 100% necessary to complete the game. So Tito will at some point have to complete the escape sequence.
Well, not only that, we know, at least we know, that the Titansmiths are on the graveyard ledge. So there's another reason to have the mirror.
Exactly. So that blocks a darn decent amount of pretty much the later half of this game.
Yeah, it blocks out Ice Palace and Misery Mire both.
Now, the one good thing for Tito here is so far we haven't had much progression aside from that Mirror and Titan Smith's combo. So unless he finds something extravagant like Hookshot on Old Man or Inspectacle Rock, he's going to be forced to go into that castle. Although he still does have a lot of stuff to do with the desert. We just gotta pray that he does not get sidetracked.
And as we can see over at SuperNinTaylor screen, the chest he picked up, which we didn't see on Tito's screen, was actually the big.
Yep, so the logically required lamp to finish this place. I believe, as Chad did point out, that there is one room getting to Helmasaur that is required for the lamp. It's just one of those things where it's so easy to traverse you don't really think about it.
Yeah, I think that's the one room where you make a turn to. It's like the second dark room on your way to Helmasaur. Like the small room where you go down.
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. And another shout out to Tito choosing to not have the super annoying double heart rate for critical mode.
We always appreciate that.
See, I guess I'm one of the few streamers that decides to not annoy everyone by keeping that on. I turn it off all the time. But then again, it'd be kind of funny to leave it on just to kind of be like, hey, you hear that? Beep, 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 beep. Blind humor. Love it.
Also, really quick line from Tito.
That's the wonderful thing about that blind script. If you remember it, practice it, do it right, easy as pie. And with that, that is Tito's third crystal. He's got a 2-crystal lead on NinTaylor right now. Soon to be just a 1 after NinTaylor's done beating down this poor Dino Kitty.
Yeah, and as long as SuperNinTaylor is not gonna go check Sick Kid for the fire rod, he will be behind by a little.
Yeah, I'd say that NinTaylor is honestly in a worse spot since he hasn't checked Sick Kid yet. It's possible he may go check out everything up on Death Mountain before even bothering with Sick Kid.
Yeah, especially since Death Mountain. Both players have not been to Death Mountain yet, and it is now accessible thanks to the lamp and the myths. It's actually in logic to visit. It's just not a lot to it, though. Although SuperNinTaylor has the mirror, so has way more locations to check than Tito right now.
Yep, that's going to be the problem for NinTaylor. If he ends up finding the hook shot, the Canis Maria, something to progress him further, then it's going to be pushing him further and further away from Sick Kid. And it does look like he's making that mountain climb. Alright, so this is going to be a scary moment for him. We'll just need to hope that we get some more progression that kind of pushes him towards Kakariko. Say, like, the flute.
Is Tito gonna do the same thing?
Oh boy. I mean, you're not going to get far without that mirror or the hook shot, so...
But you do get the war point for save and quitting, so...
That is better. And all of those that were joining us, we do actually have the fire rod on the sick kid. Tito found that quite early because he ended up doing the back of escape to find those boots before heading to Kakariko. So ended up getting the first bottle off of the library ledge. Now, let's see, what do we have in Spec Rock? Is it good? Probably not. Nope.
Nothing.
Alright, so good for Tito. This is going to push him away from the mountain. Then Taylor, however, is more than likely going to go ahead and check out our Ether tablet, dip into Tower of Hera, and then mosey on over to the east side of Death Mountain.
Right, they can also check the tablets. I forgot about that. Or well, at least until Tito finds the mirror, he can do that too.
Exactly. Now, I figure the last check Tito's going to be doing up here is in the Spike Cave. Now, the nice play about this, Spike Cave is one that likes to be orphaned quite frequently. It's annoying to get through. Typically, it requires, the hammer, an invincibility item, and at least 10 hearts. If you were quick about it and you got 14 hearts, you can actually get through without an invincibility item. But it's still a pain in the rear. With half magic, though, that's going to be no problem whatsoever. He's going to get through and find that item. Let's just hope it's not something drastic for progression.
Not at all.
Excellent. Alright, Tito. Listen to my psychic powers. Go to Zelda Cell.
Oh? Maybe.
Ooh, I think he's doing it. Nope.
No, I think Tito might be going to the going to desert, and we see the flute over at NinTaylor's stream in Tower of Hera.
Oh boy. Okay, good. This will push Taylor back to Kakariko. Hopefully he will check out Sick Kid while he's there.
I can only reckon he would.
Man, this seed has flip-flopped so much with every second that goes by.
I think this has been the best thing SuperNinTaylor could find here in Tower of Hera.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Oh, there is our magic powder from Agina's cave. Well, that's good for NinTaylor, since he used that mushroom. He won't have to worry about doing the fake powder glitch. Fortunately, Tito did save scum that mushroom, so now it's just kind of worthless.
For Tito it is, but SuperNinTaylor did use the mushroom, so if the bat has anything, then SuperNinTaylor needs to get that powder.
Mm-hmm. And nothing on the floating island there, so we can go ahead and skip it. And we are about to see what we've got over on Turtle Rock. We've got every single medallion, so it's not going to be an issue. But just for tracker's sake, we'll see which one we got.
Does that mean NinTaylor is actually going into? Yeah, it's actually, or at least opening Turtle Rock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's wise to go ahead and at least get it open, because it takes a decent amount of time to get up there, to go ahead and take the time to, open it.
Fair enough.
And for any of those hover enthusiasts, of course, they can just hover everywhere.
Interesting find on the torch right there. Might be another fetch quest.
Everyone enjoys a good old fetch quest. Now, with one item down, we've only got one more of interest in this wonderful place. Since we know that pedestal is not required, there really is not any need to finish off Landmo, unless he happens to have the last item in question.
True, but Tito doesn't know that yet. Tito hasn't checked the pad. Only NinTaylor did, yeah. Ooh, NinTaylor actually attempting? Yes, we see hover attempts.
Hover hype. Let's. Oh,
Oh. Tito finding the second item and immediately bails out of desert.
that is a wise choice. No real need to go ahead and commit again to something that we've still got a lot to check on.
And I think Tito is right away gonna check the dig spot, by the looks of this. And NinTaylor gets the hover third try, and gets an arrow for all his work.
Oh, such a fantastic item to get. Oh man, see, I think you were correct with your assumption earlier. We just got so much good at the beginning that we're just getting nothing but crud.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that both of them are looking for maybe one or two specific items, and they're both different.
Oof, and unfortunately for NinTaylor, that hovering didn't really pay off. We got some heart pieces, some bombs, and some arrows, so refill cave at its best.
I must credit them with swag points, though.
Oh, of course. That's an instant win in my book. You get a +2.
And the bad has nothing, so that means either fake powdering or using powder isn't necessary for this.
Yep, so it looks like most of our fetch quests so far have been unnecessary. The only one we have not checked as of yet is the book on Bombo's tablet. That is the last of our so-called fetch quests that we need to complete.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Tito is actually going to check check the escape, finally finding the mirror.
And we've got our flippers over on NinTaylor's side, so all we are looking for now is that Cane of Samaria. Also happen to get our, I think that was either our third bottle of the seed or our last one. Yeah, that was our last bottle since Tito's already found his 3. Oh yeah, and of course hookshot, because, you know, we haven't found a way to quite hover over swamp. But hey, we got our cane.
Maybe one day.
I figure people are going to find a way to glitch that one of these days that's not just completely breaking the game. So, hey, that was a really good play for NinTaylor. Since he found the flute up in Tower of Hera, Cane of Samaria over in Paradox. This is going to be a fantastic turn of events if he ends up going straight to Sick Kid after activating that flute. Someone in our chat bringing up a very good point, Mr. Slim the Bard, stating now, is Ice Palace hookshot locked or not? That would be a very intriguing thing to see. Hookshot can be, well, okay, I'll put it this way. Hookshot can be on Cold Stare. Very, very low percentage. And Ice Palace may be hookshot locked. Again, just depending on key placement. Essentially, if we don't find both the small key and the large key in the first and second chest, then chances are good it's hookshot locked.
Also, as Chet points out, SuperNinTaylor actually ditched Sick Kid. That's bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's bad.
Which, unfortunately, for NinTaylor here, is probably gonna make him last location it. Now, good news for Tito, since he didn't go to Graveyard Ledge just yet to grab those Titan's Mitts, nothing of value was in Super Bunny Cave or in Hookshot Cave, so he's not going to have any troubles there. And of course, since, well, there's no real reason to go inside of Turtle Rock at this point, not going to need to go ahead and open it up. So he's going to go ahead and get his flippers, his flute, and his cane, and be able to head back to our wonderful Kakariko village. However, he still needs to go to that Graveyard Ledge to get that Titan's Mitts. Or I should say, get those Titans mitts. Now, good quick check into Misery Mire for SuperNinTaylor. We've got ourselves a Crystal Mire. It is part of the 5-6 group here, so hopefully we shall see a quick in and out with a hook shot. Oof, Tito taking a quick fall, unfortunately. That's the trick when you try to dash in that portion. You gotta hug that wall nice and tight.
It does happen to all of us one time.
It happens to me on a daily basis. You see, that's why I decide to just chump it out and either do that, or I just be silly and hold out my sword. Because funny thing, if you're actually holding the sword to the right and then hug that wall, no problem. And sadly, it doesn't look like Meyer is going to be a god Meyer, for us, at least. Fortunate for SuperNinTaylor, because he still needs that hook shot. Let's see, we had a map in the first chest, small key in the second. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a whim here and say that our beloved big key is going to be in its vanilla location.
It could very well be. There is at least other Kane.
Not necessary at this point since we've got the cape, but you know what? It's a good thing to have. I like it.
And there's the second item. So I think you're right.
Yep, it's either going to be in its vanilla location or this one little area over here.
Yeah, there's still one chest Nintaylor can grab besides the vanilla Bicky chest to find the Bicky, which is...
Ooh, he gets it.
Good call.
Very, very good call. Saves himself a good, 18 seconds.
Well, especially since SuperNinTaylor doesn't have the fire rod yet. I think he waited.
Yeah,
and was just hoping it was not there, so.
It is a pain to do that. I mean, Fire Rod just makes it so much quicker.
Yes. Now Tito is gonna find both Kate and Flippers.
Now, the plus here is without those Titansmiths, he's not going to have access to Misery Mire area or Ice Palace. So the only thing he can really do at this point is, well, other than the flipper checks that he's already done, Graveyard Ledge and dip the first half of Swamp, which not a lot of people like doing. Now, if Tito lucks out and decides to go ahead and dip the front of Swamp, and we so happen to have either a vanilla or a French vanilla location for that hookshot, his go mode would be Titan's Mitts, and that would be phenomenal for him. Titan's Mitts opens up so much of the world to look for, and checking all those item locations for one item, like in SuperNinTaylor's case for his two items, it's going to be just a major pain. Because you have to go every which way, and it's all going to turn up empty for the most part.
Also, SuperNinTaylor making quick work of that Vitreous fight with the silver arrows. It's really, with the silver arrows, it's really a joke, honestly.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's common practice to joke about it and say, don't look away or else you're going to miss it. You sneeze, you miss it.
And Tito opting to go for Swamp, maybe get an Bombos tablet check as well.
That would be the wise thing to do. Since he can't do the Smith chain at this point, realistically the only thing you can get is going to be the Bombos tablet and Swamp first half.
Now, here's a good thing for SuperNinTaylor. SuperNinTaylor is gonna find the powder now, which might lead him back to Kakariko.
Let's just hope he doesn't forget about Sick Kid again.
Forget what I said. Death Mountain it is. Or not.
Oh, nope. That was just a nice, quick, little health refill. Oh, and look at that. We've got our first armor upgrade.
Yeah. Armor upgrade and an ice plate by the looks of it.
Oh no. I hope this pays off for NinTaylor. I want there to be an ice rod here. Ice rod, or not ice rod, excuse me. I want there to be a hook shot. Not an ice rod, that'd be evil.
But then again, hookshot would still lead him further away from Sick Kid, because with hookshot, SuperNinTaylor's probably gonna check Swamp.
Oh, that's true. There's just so much bad in here. See, I loved going through Ice Palace in Go mode. I mean, it's so much quicker. You don't have to sit there and wait about jumping hoops and going to the right side. Just plop on down, do the bomb jump, and wha-boom. Now, Tito making this swamp play, this is going to be a tricky situation. There's only 4 possible item locations in the first front of... cannot talk, sorry. In the front of Swamp. So this is going to be the play to look for. Are we going to have our hookshot in Ice Palace or Swamp Palace?
Or for all we know, it might be in one of the pendant dungeons.
Oh, very true. I mean, if we do end up finding the ice rod in here, that's just going to scream, go to Turtle Rock.
Oh no, that would be bad for SuperNinTaylor. I mean, for the both of them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not for Tito, because Tito still needs the Titan Smith for that.
Mm-hmm. Now, wouldn't that just be hilarious, though, if we ended up having it be, let's see, green pendant turn in?
Oh no, that's so evil.
Alright, we got this one coming up. Let's see what it is. It's gonna be...
Shield.
Fire shield. Okay, so, 1 item out of the way, 5 to go. Well, 3 accessible.
Make that 2.
2 down, 2 to go. Ooh, and then Taylor's going to give us the awesome bomb jump here. This one is a little bit tricky in comparison. At least with the other bomb jump, you've got a decent setup. This one's really weird because you've got to set yourself up in 2 locations. And he gets it effortlessly.
Yeah, first try, nice, not bad.
That is phenomenal. Oh, and quick shout out to Born Larson for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much for that. We do appreciate that. Back to the action. SuperNinTaylor about to open up his next chest. What shall we see? It's a hard piece. Now, the way things were set up, I don't believe he went to the Freezor room.
I don't think so, no.
Alright, and we... Shoot, I've kind of blanked out on what we found on that first chest. Was that a dungeon item?
I think it was a hard container.
Ah, okay. So that would indicate this is, so far, a hookshot locked. Yeah, because we are missing that big key.
Yes.
Oh, now that would mean it was in... Yeah, that means Iced Tea has the big key. Because having out there... I don't know. I think logically this means we should be okay with hookshot?
I really wonder where this hookshot is, though.
Right? Sadly, it wasn't in Swamp, so Tito not paying off with that early Swamp play.
Is that going to be the item on Laser Bridge?
Go, oh boy. Yeah, and that was actually it, so... I want to say, I'm trying to remember what the logic was for that. I don't believe it could be here. If it's on Cold Stare, that'll be crazy. Because we do have our last item on Cold Stare, I believe.
Meanwhile, Tito is going to do a pet check.
Wah, 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 wah.
But for all we know right now, they might need to dip into pendant dungeons anyway.
Very true.
Because
We've
this
already
hookshot,
seen...
yeah.
Well, we've seen Eastern and Desert from Tito, so we know that's not an issue. However, Turtle Rock is still in play.
Yes.
And we know how much the rando gods like to tease our players. And speaking of S&T, doing a fabulous job with Cold Stare so far, just taking out that hammer and going to town on those puffballs.
Yeah, since SuperNinTaylor wasn't able to hop into the back of Skullwoods yet, didn't find the third sword.
Takes him down nonetheless, gets rewarded with the good boomerang.
And Tito is actually going for the graveyard ledge. So this is big
Ooh.
for Tito.
That is excellent.
The problem is I can only imagine Tito going straight to ice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna... Well, I mean, it's giving him a crystal, yes, but other than that, it's gonna give him nothing.
Exactly.
Well, either ice or misery.
I think he's actually going to take the Misery Mire route here, because it is a 5/6. That'll open up the Pyramid Fairy, give him 2 more items.
Well, not only that, you could also check the Mire Shed and Checkerboard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon of heading up to... Oh, no he is. He's risking it.
But is Tito then gonna go into Turtle Rock? Or is Tito just gonna do Dark Death Mountain and hope for the best?
Oh, this will be the play right here. If he jumps into... Oh, goodness. Turtle Rock may be the play to go with. Now, on Taylor's side, we are doing the Smith Chain. Unfortunately, nothing in the Hammer Peg Cave, just some arrows. We're going to turn in our wonderful blacksmith friend here. Sadly, didn't get to take Jeremiah on his world journey. But let's see if the blacksmiths are hooksmiths today.
That leaves us with Purple Chest.
Ah, yes, yes. We do have ourselves the lunchbox. See if we can take this purple chest back to our wonderful friend, aptly named Gary. Tito is opening up Turtle Rock, most likely going to go ahead and check on Super Bunny Cave and do the bonkable chest in Hookshot Cave. I don't believe Tito can hover, but we shall find out in a moment.
I don't know. And once again, SuperNinTaylor just not going for Sick Kid.
Oh, goodness.
Not yet, at least.
Thankfully, chat pointing out the obvious in this one. There really is no point in hovering Hookshot Cave since, well, he's looking for the hookshot. However, the first bonkable chest can logically have hookshot in it. I feel like using a silver arrow on those little jellies is a bit overkill. Just a smidge.
And by the looks of it, SuperNinTaylor is actually gonna go into Skull Woods, hopefully finding items, but I believe both of the items were in the bag.
Mm-hmm. He's not gonna be happy.
Oh no.
And we are getting the Turtle Rock Dip through Tito, so this is going to go ahead and give him a lot of checks. Not only can he get through the hopefully five items in Turtle Rock, this is also going to open up Mimic Cave. So 6 possible item locations for him. Ooh, getting a small key in that first chest. Now, this will also be intriguing. If NinTaylor decides to come up to Turtle Rock himself, finds a small key in the Chain Chomp room, that can lead him a little further without needing the Fire Rod. Getting through the wonderful ride here. No hook shot means no quick route, but thankfully Tito remembered that he didn't have a hook shot. Alright, big key and the hook shot.
Oh my god, wow.
Oh man, this is going to be bad for NinTaylor.
Turtle Rock dub play to get it.
So, 108 and loose change. We've got Tito in go mode. Now, here's the fun thing. Chances are good. Well, actually, it has to be. There is going to be a small key in the Chain Chomp room. If there is a small key... No, wait. We had the big key on the right side. Yeah, if NinTaylor decides to head up to Turtle Rock, he is going to get all the way to Mimic Cave before being shunned, essentially. So NinTaylor needs to go to Sick Kid as soon as possible. And he's making the Turtle Rock play. This is not good. Now, lucky enough for NinTaylor, Misery Mire was not a God Mire, so Tito is going to have to go ahead and check that chest just to the left of the big chest to find their big key. Now, what NinTaylor needs to do here is immediately save and quit, go back to Kakariko. Come on, Psychic Powers, activate.
I think the odds are very, very slim for SuperNinTaylor to check Sickit now.
That is one orphan location that probably won't happen. But he does have his flute out. Will he go to 4 or 3? Ooh, no, he's going to desert. Oh boy. Oh, he's gonna find that shovel. Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he hasn't
Getting
been to
even
Eastern
further
either.
away from it, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, poor NinTaylor. Meanwhile, Tito is just barreling through all this. Looks like he may be going over to the Firelock side. See if he actually goes south after this chest, or if he goes east. Ah, smart move.
East. Yeah.
You want to save as much time as possible. If you want to avoid that horrible, horrible 17-second delay, you go to the right side. And now that Tito's got that big key, he can rush on back to have his date with the wonderful Vitreous. Plant some silver arrows and head on over to Swamp. Now, I'm going to say this is actually a much better case of routing for Tito. Doing Swamp and then Ice right after is a fantastic way to do a 1-2 punch combo.
Yeah, I fully agree on that. That's probably one of the better plays you can make. Especially, well, Tito already covered ground in Swamp as well.
So left side is not going to be necessary. It won't be a full go mode, but he'll be able to go ahead and skip a few things. Since he's got Tempered and Silvers, Blue Mail, and 11 Hearts, this is not going to be an issue for him climbing up GT, let alone having that Ganon fight go super smooth. NinTaylor looks like he accidentally went over to the wrong one. I think he is going to do his Swamp play. Oh, nope, he's doing this shovel. That's right, getting led astray with that fetch quest.
Yeah, I think SuperNinTaylor was thinking of going into Eastern, but then remember that he just obtained the shovel, so he's gonna check that first, and maybe we'll see that EP play right after.
And someone in chat is pointing out this is very, very true. The race was pretty much decided at the very beginning when Tito decided to do the back of escape to get those early boots. Since he did find those boots, he got that bottle off of the library super duper early. And even though there was a bottle in the back of Saha's closet, NinTaylor never took that advantage and went back to Sick Kid. But because Tito got that bottle so close to Sick Kid, he just went right back, got that fire rod, and it played off. Now, not to say that what NinTaylor did was a bad decision for most cases, that's a one-off check super early in the game. More likely than not, you're not going to have anything. It's a 1 in practically a 200 chance of being something decent. And in this case, it was. That's the other thing that you always want to make sure of when you're running in these races. Just keep yourself calm, keep a good tracker open, and don't misclick.
It's interesting to see how just a one-off location can cause so much trouble.
Oh, most definitely. And since we're just watching a little bit of pretty much the same thing we have, please take a moment to click those links in the chat for our runners, twitch.tv/A_Tito and twitch.tv/SuperNinTaylor. These guys, as you have seen, are fantastic runners. They put on some great races, and since they're doing it just for, out of the goodness of their own hearts, it'd be nice to go ahead and give them a click and following just for some entertainment.
Yes, and also a shout out to our tracker today, to Jeremy, for doing an excellent job.
Oh, most definitely. I've gotten a lot of personal experience with that tracker, and it can be a pain at times. So
Oh,
kudos
yeah,
to him for putting up with it.
So Tito now on his way to Argus, which should be not that bad of a fight, considering he has bacon, or the bacon sword at least.
Mm-hmm. And there's a nifty little trick that I believe if you do a weapon dash with the sword and the hookshot, and just continue to hold the sword out, you can basically do an insta-kill on every puffball that you drag out. Much easier to do with butter, since you don't have to do 3 button presses at once. We'll go ahead and get this puffball out of the way and enjoy ourselves a 6th crystal. Ah, he is going to take the safe approach. Much, much better. And NinTaylor just doing away with that Armos Knight. Oh, goodness. I think that was like a 7-second fight.
Yeah, that was really quick, but I wonder why NinTaylor did it though, because NinTaylor knows that the pedestal is nothing, and considering either he miscounted, yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of, that SuperNinTaylor miscounted the items, because the Armos Knights had the map.
Yep, I think it was a combination of miscounting or mistracking. Now
And
he's going for the swamp play.
Yeah.
That's why you always gotta play the randos where it lands. One crazy theme like a fire rod on Sick Kid could make or break you.
SuperNinTaylor not going to swamp yet. Actually, first gonna check the Bombo's tablet.
Much better decision. Easier to go ahead and check, and if it happens to be the one, you saved yourself a bunch of time.
Very true.
Unfortunately, he is going to fall into that same pitfall. Gonna go check the first couple of chests in Swamp and find out the hard way that it's nothing. Meanwhile, Tito is just barreling through Ice Palace. This right here is the reason why I love Ice Palace Go mode. SuperNinTaylor, as efficient as he was, took a little bit under 5 minutes to full clear it, where Tito will probably be able to get out of here in less than 2.
Yeah, Go mode Ice is just insanely fast, especially compared to getting all 3 items.
Oh yeah, it's very similar to Go mode Swamp. If you full clear Swamp, it's a good 7 minutes. If you Go mode it, it's like 3.
Tito getting that Ice Palace bomb jump on the second attempt, not bad at all.
That one is a little bit easier than the prior one that NinTaylor showed us. The nifty thing about that, there's actually a really simple way to get the y-axis on that. Instead of trying to line it up with shadow or your sprite detail, if you go ahead and charge a spin slash, and then as you're walking off the ledge, hug it and then immediately go to the right, just let go of your spin slash while you're doing that, it will instantly spin slash the moment you get to safe ground, which will put you at the furthest pixel you can. So not only are you going to get right where you need to be on that point, it's a whole heck of a lot easier to set up the second way. Picking up that wonderful fire shield. Just hope no one finds that wonderful riot shield that everyone talks about.
Might be in its vanilla location at this point.
Yep. Making quick work with that tempered. Woof, that was quick. Yep, and about a 3-minute Ice Palace run for Tito, so not bad at all.
Yes, and since Tito has all 7 crystals, it is time to go to Ganon's tower.
Oh, wonderful. I guess that also means we get to play a wonderful little game.
Yes, and sadly the bot isn't working, but we can still guess and just shout out who got it right.
Hey, that works. My guess will always be 13.
Oh, my
How
guess
about
is always 14, so...
Ah, nice. Alright, so if we get either, then we both win. We share
yes.
that.
See a lot of guesses in chat.
It's alright. We've got Cyclone GU handling that. He likes numbers. Now, for all of you new to the wonderful guessing game, you want to pick a chest between 1 and 22. Those are the chests that the Ganon Tower Big Key can be located. No integers, no negatives, and nothing past. So, otherwise you'll just be mocked relentlessly. Alright, and making that way on over. Fortunately for Super Nin, he is just about to... Yep, he found that, sadly, it is nothing. Kind of pondering where to go from here. Does he remember Sick Kid exists?
At this point, it's gonna be either Sick Kid or Turtle Rock for him. And it looks like it's going to be Turtle Rock.
Oh boy, this is not going to be good. He's going to get all the way through to Mimic Cave and then find out, nope, it's not there. Now let's see what happens with Tito's routing. He's going the Hope Chest route. Now let's see, if we get a small key here, will he go to the right side? $20 in number 1, and a small key in number 2, and he is going right. Alright. I like to call this the reverse Dark Magician strat. Ooh, very lucky little fireball there. I love that when that happens, the fire just lingers enough to kill any wandering enemies. Those Gibdos really wanting those hugs.
I think the Gibdos are rooting for SuperNinTaylor at this point.
Just hearing those growls. So anyway, we got some money and some arrows and a heart container and some more money. So that is 6 chests out of the way. He is going to go ahead and mirror back and head over to the left side. Here comes check number 7, aptly named Bob's Torch. Due to a wonderful glitch that if you do not actually pick up this item, the anti-fairy on the level above turns scraggly and really odd looking. And so we decided to name him Bob. Unfortunately, Tito needed that key, so rest in peace, Bob.
No Bob today.
Coming up on chest number 8, 9, 10, and 11, we've got arrows, the butter sword, another small key, and riot shield. That mirror shield reflects darn near everything and produces a slight bit of lag, which most people do not prefer. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of it. Coming up on chest number... Wait, which one was that? 13 or 12?
It's number 12.
Ah, dang it! I mean,
We were
that
so
was definitely
close.
13. Nah, that was definitely 13. Yep, definitely. Now, let's see. Who guessed number 12 first? We got the list going.
I have MJ and Alex both around the same time guessing 12, and Oromed on underneath it.
Nice.
And
Well, we'll go ahead
Kolesho,
and
yeah.
make it... Oh, we got a lot of people watching. We're just going to say all
Yeah.
3 of you are winners today. So,
On the fourth
give
one,
yourself a...
Kolesho as well.
Oh, perfect. Give all yourselves a pat on the back for guessing this wonderful thing. You have won yourself a wonderful trip over to Link to the Past rando site, so you can play a wonderful seed like this. And our love and admiration for probably the next 15 to 20 minutes. Just however long it takes for Tito to climb up the tower.
Now I do wonder, where is Ice Rod?
That is an excellent question. It's probably in Rando Room or behind Ice Armos. Because I think we found everything else. We've full cleared every other dungeon. Oh no, we didn't full clear Swamp.
Also, it could still be in Mimic Cave as well.
Very true, very true. We are about to see that. Tito better be careful though, because anything that hits him is gonna hurt bad.
If I remember correctly, Tito still has a red potion. But I might
hope
be
he has
wrong.
a fairy. Oh, use that potion, Tito, please, for the love of God.
Or do that, that's fine.
Oh, okay, that works. And unfortunate for SuperNinTaylor, it was just a hard piece in Mimic Cave, so he is out of there. And just very quickly realizing he never found the big key. Yep, this is the point where you have to reflect on your life choices and be like, where did I go wrong? And then after a while you realize, oh right, sick kid. Alright, does he go to 3? He does! Let's see if he finds the sick kid. Yeah, here it comes!
Oh no!
Get ready for the wonderful rage that is about to consume SuperNinTaylor. 3, 2, 1! Ah, dang it.
So, considering that Nintaylor almost immediately went to Sickit, does this mean he still had it in the back of his head?
I think so. I think it was one of those, what did I miss? What did I misplace? What did I not track correctly? What is it that I haven't done? And then a light bulb, ding! Ooh, ouchie.
Unfortunate for Tito, beating Moldorm but falling down, so Moldorm will not be dead. Not yet.
Nope. See, that's the actual reason as to why you open up this chest behind here. Memes aside, if you don't open that chest, even after killing Moldorm, it will respawn. That's the trigger. If you open it, he's dead forever. If it's not opened, he will respawn every single time you leave this map. And thankfully for Tito, he's got butter, he's got silvers, he's got 12 hearts and blue mail. There is absolutely no reason to open up that chest and take that poor treasure away from those orphaned mini Moldorms.
But what if it was the ice rod?
Yeah, just for his collection. I mean, you gotta 100% the item menu, right? I mean, he still needs that bottle, he still needs that bug net. A very nice Aga fight there. Yeah, unfortunately, both our runners decided to leave that poor Bugnet alone. And just sitting there rotting in Spectacle Rock until the end of time. However, NinTaylor is getting that 5th crystal. Or, nope, that was a 6th, that's right. 6th crystal, hopefully going to be heading over to Swamp to pick up the last one. See if he can go mode it before Tito is finished up with the big pig.
Not yet, because SuperNinTaylor still needs to find that hook shot.
That's right, you were correct. He still needs to go over to Turtle Rock. And a quick thing with Phase 1 and 2. Oh man, this Ganon is going to be just gone in the blink of an eye. Oh hey, look at that! And Taylor's got his tempered sword. Now he can kill things faster. Yay! And with that, we are into Phase 4. Ooh, Tito playing tricky there. That's a nifty thing. Basically, if Ganon decides to go ahead and hide himself on that edge, then there's no way to get a double shot unless you hit him before the thing crumbles.
Is NinTaylor forgetting that... Oh no, he's gonna check Pyramid first. In hope for a hookshot. Also, get your GGs in chat for Tito.
And with that, Tito has finished the race. First place with an SRL time of 1:33:05. So slap them GGs in chat. What a wonderful race. We'll go ahead and get him in here in just a moment, so we can do some fun interview.
Greetings and GG's.
Oh, welcome, Tito and GG. What a fantastic race that was.
Oh, what a wild ride.
Oh my goodness. I honestly was on edge the entire time, just wondering, okay, who's going to make the best play at the beginning, the middle, what have you. Ooh, and it looks like SuperNin did just forfeit after that pyramid crack. Well, dang. Well, at least now we can interview both of you at the same time. That's good. See if we can go ahead and get him in here so we can have some quick talking.
Yes, meanwhile, still get your GGs out for SuperNinTaylor. Still a great display. Great display of a rando.
Oh, most definitely. It just goes to show that one orphan can make or break a seed. And it's not that that was a bad choice, mind you. Sick Kid, most likely, in any other rando that you play, will have nothing.
Oh, he skipped Secret.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that
okay.
was unfortunate.
I mean, I felt pretty much behind after nearly last locating the mirror, and I thought I have to try something at least to turn the table, and yeah, that's why I picked left side, swamp, and after that mirror Titan Mids as last location before doing catfish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did want to take a moment to welcome SuperNinTaylor into the booth here. GG's, SuperNinTaylor.
Thank you, GG Tito.
Yeah, GG SuperNinTaylor.
And I gotta say, I'm glad you did not end up getting ill this seed. I do want to ask, though, did you remember to get your immunizations today?
I think the main reason I missed Sick Kid was because before I went into the Dark World portal, so I had the mirror. I was about to go down and check Sick Kid, and I was like, I got the mirror. I'll mirror to Sick Kid after I do my Dark World checks in Village of Outcasts. And then it completely slipped my mind. Like if I just did it right there, right away, I wouldn't have forgot it.
I think that was the deciding factor early on, since Tito ended up getting the boots out of the back of Escape super early, and Bottle was right there in the library. That was the, hey, I'm here anyway, let's go check Sick Kid.
Yeah. I'm guessing Tito went straight to Uncle from the start.
Yeah.
Because I think Uncle had bombs, and that would have let him get to back of Escape like immediately.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty lucky.
I started at Sanctuary, so I didn't have any bombs to do it right away.
Yeah, that's how I learned it 2 years ago or something like that. There's the normal uncle routing in the beginning, and I'm still sticking to this.
I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference, but definitely the whole fire rod thing.
Yeah,
I did so many extra things I shouldn't have had to do because of that.
Oh, yeah. And that's actually what we were going to ask you, Taylor. When you ended up getting the flute out of the Tower of Hera, you found the flippers, the cane, and paradox. We were hoping that as soon as you activated the flute, you just go straight over to Sick Kid to check up on him. Why did you decide not to?
That was that after I did all the Village of Outcast stuff, or before? I can't remember.
I believe that was after, because it was just after you gotten the flute and the flippers and the Cane of Samaria, did your Super Bunny Cave check and your hovered hookshot cave, which kudos, by the way, that was awesome.
So yeah, I had already completely forgotten about Sick Kid by then.
I was wondering about that. I take it you've got a tracker open as well?
I don't use map trackers, I never have, but I just use a
Oh.
item tracker. Like
I
even
was
when I was
wondering about
learning
that.
Rando, I never used a map tracker.
Gotcha. That was my main concern, just watching the whole thing kind of unveil itself. I was worried that you had accidentally either mistracked it, misclicked it, or just forgotten completely and was like, nah, we don't need to go here because I've already been there.
No, it just slipped my mind. I think I tricked myself by, like, I was going to Sick Kid, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till I do my Dark World checks so I can easily just mirror there. And I think that little bit of indecision I tricked myself somehow by doing that. And I completely forgot about it. Tito, I was sitting outside Mimic Cave just trying to run through the game in my head. Like, what did I miss? Looking at my items. It's like, I don't think I checked Sick Kid. So I remember that whole thought process of me, like, deciding to check Sick Kid later. I was like, I don't think I actually did that. So once I found Fire Rod there, I knew it was over. There was no chance. I mean, the only chance is if Tito screwed up horribly as well. Like, there's always a chance, but I figured it was over.
I was on a pretty good way to do this because I skipped nearly everything behind the mids and went straight to Turtle Walk. This could have taken some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny that you mentioned that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was actually the way it was set, and I'm sad to see that it set this way. But Firelock side, right side, had the big key and the hookshot.
Yeah.
And if it just had the small key and the hookshot, then it would have kicked you out of the Chain Chomp room. But because the key layout, it just sends you through that small trap into Mimic Cave. But since you didn't actually mention something about Tito there, I wanted to ask you, Tito, when you were roaming around looking for that mirror, we noticed that you had basically ended up skipping the escape sequence for quite some time. Do you normally not do the escape sequence early, or is that one that you just basically play by ear?
I normally skip it, perhaps routing this with the Pyramid or Fat Fairy and the Mirror. And it's normally that I don't check it early. I often last locate this or Catfish. These are my two biggest last location.
Gotcha. I was going to actually ask the same thing about Graveyard Ledge, but thankfully that ended up being a lot quicker check than thankfully hoped for.
Yeah, I was thinking right after the got loot, I think. I'm not sure when I got after the mirror I got loot. No, don't remember this. Too long ago. Yeah, I could have checked it pretty fastly after this, but I felt like NINTaylor got the mirror and the mids early, and I hoped for some crazy play.
Yeah, when I got the mirror, that was the one thing where I was like, I could see this easily being skipped. So
Yeah.
I was hoping I might have a leg up there. I wasn't sure if you would have checked that or not. But I think there was only like one item left if you did back of escape first. One or two, I can't remember actually.
There are two.
Two.
Dark Horse and two in
Yeah.
the front, and yeah, missing key and map.
Yeah, with Sahasrahla having Dark World access, I figured the mirror could be skipped at the start, so I was hoping that would be an advantage for me.
That was the case for most of the race. It really looked like you two were flopping back and forth and who had the lead. Because as soon as one of you got the leg up, the other one found another item and it just went right back to the other. It wasn't really until the point where you ended up skipping Sick Kid for the majority of the after, well, getting the mitts and the flute and all that. So about that time is when Tito's just started slowly creeping ahead as far as the lead goes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
Yeah,
once he found those Titans mitts, it was just bam.
Yeah.
But GG's to both of you. It was a fantastic race. Do you guys have the second race already scheduled?
We do tomorrow, about the same time it started. Today.
And 1 hour later, I think it was 4:30
Ooh.
this time.
4:30? I thought it was 4. Yeah, it might have been 4:30. I'll have to look at it again. It's somewhere around the same time as today.
Excellent. All right, I may actually have some open time to commentate on that one as well.
Yeah. But yeah, GG. Tito,
I'm still
well
shaking.
deserved.
Don't restream. Yeah, GG's NINTaylor. Good luck next time. Don't skip Sick Kid. I think
Yeah.
this might be not this one-sided. That was pretty lucky for me.
I mean, part of Rando is like there's a lot to Rando, and part of it is being able to keep track of everything. That's a key skill in it, and you did that better than I did. So you deserve
it's-
to win. But
It's so unlucky. So unlucky.
yeah. No, I'll
It's
try
alright.
next time, see if I can take it to a game 3.
See, this is the point where you plot out the most devious setting that you can change, and then
Who knows?
No, I don't think they let you change things too drastically. I'll probably just make it like standard or something.
Well, I'm glad that I can beat Ganon, so any hover seat would be in your favor, I think.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the both of you running. It was a wonder just watching both of you run. Any last words that you want to say to our wonderful viewers?
GG. Thanks for commentators, restreamers, and well, thanks for actually getting me a restream. I like being restreamed, it's fun. But yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch this one back.
Yeah, thanks for my first international restream on this channels, and thanks for the commentary tracking, and SuperNinTaylor, thanks for the game. We'll see you at least one more time.
Yep, tomorrow.
It's always been a pleasure. We want to give another shout out to our wonderful runners. Feel free to go ahead and click those links and give them a follow. Another shout out to our awesome team for tracking, for commentating, for helping with the setup. We've got Cyclone GU, Jeremy Trammer, Wired Wiki, and of course myself, Mr. Scruff and Ninja Tuna, and our wonderful Speed Gaming people to host this awesome restream. So go ahead and stick around. Oh, it's alright, Cyclone. We always got to help you because you're awesome. But stick around for some more fun stuff. We've got a ton of more races going on the Speed Gaming channels. Go ahead and click on the schedule either in the chat link or on our main page. We'll go ahead and get some more stuff going. As for our two guys here, Super Nintendo... I always want to call you Super Nintendo Chalmers. SuperNinTaylor and Tito, their race is tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't believe we've got a set channel on it yet, but we will be having that hopefully restreamed. We'll go ahead and have some more information a little bit later. But any words that you wanted to finish us off with, Wired?
Yeah, just GG's to the runner. Make sure to follow them, and of course, thanks for the trackers, for the commentator, Ninja. You were amazing today. It was a pleasure to commentate with you. And of course, thank you to the chat and the viewers for being there, for following the tournament. And let's hope tomorrow the second race will be just as great as today.
Well, thank you very much for that. And once again, everyone, for watching. We hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next mission.